Hi, welcome to RetroTeam. RetroTeam is a retrospective tool for high-performing teams. We use AI to identify strengths, weaknesses, and group similar comments for efficient action planning. Previous videos, I talked about how we can log in. Now I'm going to talk about the fact that you're now in the dashboard. So when you get to the dashboard, you have no cards or any kind of retrospectives, but I'm going to walk through very different ways where you can kind of see what retrospective retro team has to offer. So say you just want to do an icebreaker, you could sort of click in here. It takes you directly to an icebreaker, and you can just have this impromptu icebreaker with your team where you could sort of talk about, holidays, what's your favorite holiday spot. You can generate new ones, and it just sort of shows up different questions and different sections that you can walk through. You can even time it. In this case, you want to time it for a second or two. You can pause the timing and you can get rid of it. You can also invite folks in there if you want to, and just sort of copy the link and send it out to folks within your team or even people outside of your team, and they can come into your team and use this retrospective. Now let's go back to the dashboard. Within the dashboard, here's where you see all your retrospectives that you've had. I'll go ahead and create a couple retrospectives so that you can kind of see the differences. So now we have some retrospectives that we've created. Some of them are private, some are public, and so this is what your dashboard would look like. You would see all the last retrospectives that you've created. If you wanted to take a look at all the retrospective within your organization, you could kind of filter it up here with different filters for shared boards, team boards, and also any kind of retrospective that you've archived. You can also click over here to see all the retrospectives that you've had. So you can create new custom retrospectives. So for instance, your team likes sailboat. They can sort of create one sail and give some descriptions here, and you can create different different sections called a boat, have a description in there, and save it. So this would be a template that you can keep using, and within that you can either edit that template, and in some cases you can also delete the template if you don't want it anymore. Below that you have like organizations, your boards, very similar to what you have in the dashboard, and it has a little bit more filtering here, so you can kind of see which ones are open, which ones are completed. In this case I don't have any completed. You can also see which ones are public, private, or teams. So in this case you want to see all your public retrospectives or the private ones that you have, and then you can also filter by dates that you've created. So this allows you to sort of do a little bit more than you would on the dashboard. And here you have the templates that RetroTeam has created. We'll be adding more to this, but these are just templates that you can essentially use right out of the back. So if you clicked on this, you could see the structures and the descriptions in there, and you can decide if you want to start with an icebreaker or not, and then pick the access level that you need. So this is a retrospective page. We have the actions page as well, and within the actions page, this is where you can kind of add actions. Actions like help me. You can assign it to someone. You can give it a date if you want, and then you can create it, and then that essentially gets created for you. You can also filter by the users here. You can also filter by the board. In this case, this board stat stop today does not have an action, but you can actually go ahead and create actions for a specific board. So if you go through a retrospective and you get to the action stage, you can actually create an action there, or you can come over here and create an action, assign it to someone, give it a date, and then walk through that. The next step is, like, if we go back to the dashboard, within the dashboard, you can also see all the actions that you've had, all the latest actions that you've had, and you can filter it by the different retrospectives that you also had. And you can also filter by saying, I only want to see actions that were assigned to me. Or you can look at organizational actions, and these are actions that everyone within the organization can see. This is not specific to a board. The next thing is the analytics. Analytics actually really work after you've gone through a retrospective and you've created a bunch of tags, and within those tags you can now start seeing some analytics around that. We also have AI that analyzes your retrospectives and gives you sort of like a general view of like how your team is performing and anything that your team needs to do in order to improve. And this is more from a project management perspective. So as a leader of running a retrospective, you have this information for your team. In subsequent videos, I'll talk about the settings. That kind of requires its own videos. But the search is also pretty cool. You can search, in this case, this is sort of like a Google type search where you can search by anything and it filters it down there. Any title that you have in there, it will just sort of search the whole thing. And you can also search by filtering it by the private or public, or you can also filter by the dates. In this case, the last 30 days I haven't had any, but last 7 days either. But today, I might have some. So that does sort of a filter. We also have notifications here, and notifications kind of have all the information that you would need. In this case, it says that I've been added to an organization and I've created a start stop today. So it sort of filters the notification based on dates and also based on types, like the team's notifications or board's notifications or actions notifications, or in some cases subscriptions. When you sign up, you get these notifications as well. Thank you.